Dear cadets, Assalamu alaikum and very good morning. Hope you all are well by the grace of Almighty Allah. Dear cadets, I Al Amin, your teacher, a very warm welcome to each and every one of you to my online class. Cadets, this is the time of worldwide corona pandemic. Due to corona pandemic, we are passing the critical situation. So please follow the instruction given by experts strictly to keep you corona free along with your family and society. Cadets, now I am going to discuss some instruction regarding COVID-19. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water. Maintain social distance. Stay home if you feel unwell. Okay, cadets, please follow this instruction and follow to recover from COVID-19. Cadets, let's watch a video clip on COVID-19.
COVID-19 outbreak has people across the world in jitters. With no vaccine or drug available, prevention is better than cure has never felt more accurate. This virus passes on through saliva, mucus through coughs and sneezes, which can travel up to 3 to 5 feet. What can you do to take precautions? Plenty. Do's. Avoid close contact with those who are sick. Feeling sick? Stay at home. Cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. Quarantine those who are sick. This is the only way to prevent others from falling ill. Regularly clean doorknobs, handles, light switches, tables and countertops with soap and water. Use a screen cleaner for your phones and laptops. Use soap, water and wash your hands for 20 seconds. When? First, after going to the loo. You'd be shocked at how many don't. Second, before eating anything. Third, after blowing your nose or coughing and sneezing. Use a sanitizer that has at least 60% alcohol. Don'ts. Avoid sharing food or drinks. Do not share face masks. If you share a bathroom with someone, regular cleaning and separate towels and hand towels are a must. Do not touch your eyes, nose or mouth when out in public. As of now, the CDC recommends face masks only to those sick in order to prevent their infection from passing on to others. Stay safe, everyone.
Okay, thank you, cadet. Cadets, today's class is Agricultural Studies for class 7. Our today's topic is asexual multiplication of plant and reproduction technology in animals. Learning outcome of today's topic, cadets, after the completion of this topic, you will be able to explain asexual multiplication of plants, classify asexual multiplication of plants, explain reproduction technology in animals, and also explain natural process of hatching eggs, and also explain artificial process of hatching eggs. Okay, cadets, let's start. Cadets, technology plays a vital role in asexual multiplication of plants. We cannot deny the importance of such as multiplication techniques, whether it is old or recently developed. The contribution of technology in plant multiplication has been described in this topic. Cadets, many plants are able to propagate themselves using asexual reproduction. This method does not require the investment required to produce flowers, attract pollinators, or find a means of seed dispersal. Okay, cadets, definition of asexual multiplication. Asexual reproduction is a type of reproduction which does not involve the fusion of gametes or change the number of chromosomes. Okay, boys? Change in number of chromosomes. Cadets, almost all the plants reproduce sexually through the seeds, through the true seeds. However, plantlets can be produced asexually using a plant organ for multiplication. Techniques for developing plantlets using organs of a mother plant have brought forward revolutionary change in agriculture, creating a scope of great benefit for the farmers. Among the popular techniques are cutting, layer grafting, booty grafting, side grafting, veneer grafting, paired grafting, etc. The main characteristics of asexually produced plantlet in that keep the characteristics of mother plant unchanged. Okay? Do you understand? The characteristics of this technique is keep the characteristics. That means keeps all features of mother plant. That means characteristics is not changed in this technique. Okay? Plants established such as plantlets bear fruits earlier than that of plantlet produced from the seed. Okay? The time consumption is less in this technique. Besides, asexually produced plantlets bear all the characteristics of the mother plant. Okay, cadet, now I am going to discuss some techniques of asexual multiplication. Cutting. In this technique, branches, roots and leaves of a mother plant is cut and transplanted in a tube or in a nursery bed situated in a shady place. Plantlets will grow there within 15 days. Okay, within 15 days. Afterwards, the plantlets are transplanted in actual land. Actual land means where you want to cultivate the plant. Multiplication through this technique is quite easy and mass production is possible. Rose and lemons are commonly multiplied through this method. Cadets, you can see the figure of cutting. This is the example of cutting. Next, layer grafting. The basal branches of the mother plant are pulled carefully down near soil. Okay, down near soil. Then the lower green part of bark is to be grind with the blunt side of knife. But the space between two axes is barked with a sharp knife, and then this injured part of the branch is dug or covered with soil and secured in that is dug under the soil while still connected to the mother plant. After some days, roots developed at the secured area and give rise to a new plantlet. The plantlet is severed from the mother plant and kept as it is for a few more days, allowing it to grow independent of its mother plant. This plantlet is then removed with its root system along with some soil. Then the plantlet is transferred to a already prepared pit in the designated orchard. Okay, cadets, see the diagram or figure of layer grafting. Next, transplant grafting. These are two parts of transplant grafting: root stock see on. There are some more names of these grafting techniques like bud grafting, veneer grafting, tea grafting, side grafting, and so on. The underdeveloped plant on which grafting is done is called the root stock. The plant part which will be transferred and allowed to grow on the improved stock in the cycon. Transplant grafting are two kinds: joint transplant grafting and disjoint transplant grafting. Multiplication of mangoes, tezpata, safeda, etc. is being done through this transplant grafting. Okay, cadets, you can see the figure of transplant grafting. Cadets, let's watch a video clip on asexual multiplication in plants.
Hey, aren't we supposed to sow seeds instead? Do you think these plants will grow? Let's find out. Welcome to this lesson on asexual reproduction in plants. At the end of this lesson, you will be able to explain the various types of asexual reproduction in plants. This is Reuben, a 12-year-old boy. He is off for his morning walk.
This seems strange. Can we grow new plants without seeds?
New plants can be grown even without the seeds. We know that the process of producing young ones is called reproduction. The young one looks similar to the parent plant. There are several ways by which plants produce their offspring, or young ones. These are mainly divided into two types: sexual and asexual. The sexual mode of reproduction involves the fusion of the male and the female gametes to form seeds that eventually develop into a new plant. The seeds are formed inside the fruit. On the other hand, in the asexual mode of reproduction, a new plant is grown from any other part of the plant other than the seeds. So, how does asexual reproduction take place? There are different methods by which plants reproduce asexually. They are vegetative propagation, budding, fragmentation, and spore formation. Let's look at each of these methods in detail. We know that most plants have roots, stems, and leaves. These are called the vegetative parts of the plant. When new plants are produced from these parts, the process is called vegetative propagation.
Is it possible to grow new plants like this?
I guess so. The rose plant can be grown by cutting off a part of its stem with 2 or more nodes and planting it in the ground. A node is a part of the stem from where a leaf arises. This stem grows into a new rose plant. Plants using the vegetative method of propagation include sugarcane, banana, and grapes.
This plant looks so different. It has small leaves growing on bigger leaves.
These are the buds of a bryophyllum plant. This plant has buds on the edges of its leaves. When the buds come in contact with moist soil, each bud is capable of growing into a new plant. The plants that use buds for vegetative propagation are potato, ginger, and turmeric, amongst.
He just removed a swollen root and planted it in the soil, little away from the parent plant. Is this swollen root capable of producing a new plant?
This swollen root is known as a tuber. The root grows into tubers, which are the food storage tanks for these plants. When these tubers are detached from the parent plant and planted into the soil, they grow into a new plant. A plant that grows from a single root tuber, branch and rebranch, thereby covering a large area. A number of root tubers are produced by a single plant. Another such plant that is grown from the tuber is the dahlia plant.
That's surprising. There was only a small green patch a week ago. Today the complete pond is green in color.
Algae, the simplest green plants, are thread-like and grow in ponds, lakes, and stagnant waters. They float on the surface of the water. They reproduce by a method known as fragmentation. An alga breaks up into smaller fragments. Each of these smaller fragments grows into a new independent alga. This process is continuous, and hence the algae covers a large area in a short span of time.
That's surprising. There was only a small green patch a week ago. Today the complete pond is green in color.
Algae, the simplest green plants, are thread-like and grow in ponds, lakes, and stagnant waters. They float on the surface of the water. They reproduce by a method known as fragmentation. An alga breaks up into smaller fragments. Each of these smaller fragments grows into a new independent alga. This process is continuous, and hence the algae covers a large area in a short span of time.
It's been quite some time since I had bread and eggs. Oops! This is an old loaf of bread. I remember buying this a week ago. It has gone bad. There is some cotton-like mass on it.
This white mass on the bread is called mold. It is a type of fungus that grows on moist organic surfaces like leather shoes, moist walls, etc. This fungus reproduces by means of spores. These spores are very light and are covered by a hard protective coat. That is the reason why they can survive in extreme conditions like high temperature and low humidity. As these spores are very light, they float and cover long distances in the air. When they fall on a suitable medium, they germinate and develop to form new plants. A few other examples of plants that use the same method of reproduction are ferns and moss.
I'm starving. Let me treat myself to some bread and eggs.
Congratulations! You have successfully completed this lesson on asexual reproduction in plants. You will now be able to explain the various types of asexual reproduction.
Okay, thank you, Cadet, to watch the video. Cadet, our next topic is reproduction technology in animals. Cadets, proteoids and drugs are our main animal resources. For hatching, fertilized eggs are needed. For selection of good eggs, following points should be considered. Okay, boys, the following points are: number 1, smooth, thick and hard shell of eggs. normal colored eggs, medium in size, clean egg surface, eggs weight between 50 to 60 gram. Okay cadets, follow these characteristics of eggs for your good output. Cadets, hatching of eggs. There are two kinds of producer. There are two kinds of procedure of hatching eggs. There are normal process and artificial process. In the natural process, eggs are hatched by hens and ducks. Normal process is used in the households of villages. This process does not need any investment. On the other hand, chicks and duckling can be produced through hatching eggs artificially by husk and incubator process. Cadets, now let's describe about natural process of hatching eggs. Hatching fertilized eggs using the body heat, okay boys, body heat of a hen is natural. We might have seen this in our house. A layer hen, after finishing her laying of eggs, become naturally interested in hatching. Next, artificial hatching, that is hatching eggs by incubator. Same period of time is needed for hatching eggs by natural process and by an incubator. The advantage of this incubator process is that many more chicks can be produced at a time hatching many eggs. Okay boys? More chicks can be produced at a time hatching many eggs. In this process, healthy chicks are produced controlling disease during hatching eggs. In this process, as the hens do not hatch eggs, they can lay eggs. As a result, the production of eggs of the farm increases. So this process commercially is very much popular of the farm holders. Cadets, incubator. Incubator is a temperature, humidity and movement of air controlled electronic machine. In this machine, 100 to 1 lakh eggs can be hatched at a time during hatching eggs through incubator. The following rules have to be followed for good output. Cadet, first characteristics, temperature. The temperature inside an incubator is controlled within 99.5 to 100.5 degree Fahrenheit. It is mentionable that cell division of embryo will not occur and embryo will disintegrate if it does not get optimum temperature. Next characteristics, humidity. In an incubator, the optimum humidity is controlled within the range of 65 to 70%. If the humidity inside the incubator is less than the range, water from the eggs will be published which harm the embryo. Next characteristic, circulation of air. Circulation of air plays an important role for taking oxygen of the embryo and coming out the carbon dioxide from the eggs. So there is a process of entrance of oxygen and removal of carbon dioxide. The circulation of air is the incubator. Next, placing eggs in the setting tray. Eggs height is 55 to 60 gram are placed in the setting tray. The oval part of the eggs is kept at the upper side and the narrow part of the lower side. During the incubation period, the eggs are adjusted at 45-degree angle. Movement of eggs. These eggs are moved 3 or 8 times per day. Okay, cadet? Note that 3 to 8 times per day for getting temperature, humidity and air circulation at the all sides of the eggs equally, and it is done automatically. Next, replacement of eggs to hatching tray. Eggs are replaced from setting tray to hatching tray after 18 days in case of eggs of hens. Okay, cadets. In the case of hens, replaced from setting tray to hatching tray after 18 days. But in case of ducks, the eggs are replaced from setting tray to hatching tray at 25th day. There is no scope of hatching of eggs in the setting tray. The temperature has to be reduced from 1 to 2 degree Fahrenheit in the hatching tray. Candling of eggs. Washing the inner part of eggs with light is called candling. After 7 days of replacing the eggs in the setting tray, all the eggs are candled for defermentation in unfertile eggs and eggs with deformed embryo. Again, at the 14th day, eggs with deformed embryo are separated by candling in the same way. If eggs with deformed embryo, rotten eggs are not separated. The healthy eggs in the incubator are attacked with germ. Fumigation. It is a process of destroying germs by using chemicals. Okay? Fumigation is a process of destroying germs by using chemicals. In this case, 70 ml formalin and 35 gram potassium permanganate mixture is used for every 100 CFT area. Okay, boys, note that 70 milliliter formalin and 35 gram potassium permanganate is used for every 100 cubic feet area. This mixture is used keeping in an earthen pot. This mixture destroys germs by producing very poisonous fun. So all should leave house immediately, keeping the doors and windows closed during using this mixture. Okay, boys? Close the window during use this mixture. Okay, cadets, we are going to finish our class. There is a sample question. Follow this question and solve these questions. Cadets, observe the following figure. There are two figures, cutting and transplant grafting. Question is, what is asexual multiplication of plants by grafting? The number of this question is 1. Next question, explain an advantage of asexual multiplication by grafting. This is the question number 2 and marks this question for 2. There are another 2 questions, solve it, cadet. Okay, cadets, home task for today's class is, what are the rules to be followed during hatching eggs from incubator? Explain. Cadets, we have already discussed these rules that should be followed during hatching tray. Okay, cadet, note it and send to us. Cadets, again corona awareness. Cadet, you know that the corona epidemic has now spread around the world. So, follow the following eating habits to protect yourself from COVID-19. Carrot, eat foods rich in vitamin C regularly like lemon, orange, mango, guava, pineapple, etc. Eat eggs regularly. Eat milk or dairy food. Eat plenty of fruits and vegetables. Limit foods and drinks high in fat, sugar and salt. Choose both plant and animal-based protein. Stay hydrated. Okay, cadet. I am going to finish here. Keep up the good content. Thank you everybody.